Before we get into the projects that you guys have helped us out with, just some of the promotions that we've been doing. I mean, you see this, the drive pool at the front. Golf rounds at both golf courses are up significantly this year. 8% at Taylor Meadows and like roughly 18% at Lakes of Taylor. So we're trying to take the people who are there on property and get them to spend money in other ways while they're there. With this, we're getting the people who are hitting range balls to try to get them to buy some beers while they're there.
And it should be noted that range balls is all margin dollars, right? Because we have them. So if we can encourage people to get range, we'll make that much more profit.
Another thing we're trying to do is to capitalize on people for dining. We're doing a lot of loyalty dining program where you get $10 back after you spend $100. We have a Facebook check-in program where you check in on Facebook while you're there. You save 10% off of your bill. We launched actually just today a 9 and Dine. Tried to lump in food with golf to try to, again, capitalize on the people who are out to play golf right now. Golf is one of the few leisure activities you can really still do right now, and we're just trying to capitalize on all that. Another thing that we've done too is there's a picture in this packet of some of the demo golf clubs. So by bringing in some demo golf clubs and partnering with Titleist and with Payne, it allows us access to different fitting days, especially with Titleist. They won't even do one with you unless you're a club partner. But our custom golf club purchases are up 50% this year.
And to let you understand that, so golf clubs are kind of customized. Titleist comes up, they fit you for your golf clubs yourself. And Ian's probably made $1,500 per fitting. So the goal is we kind of increase that, but there's found money right there. Yeah.
We've also had partnered up with Brightview, who does our maintenance, and they put some efforts and repurposed some money into redoing the short game area, fixing the bunkers, cleaning that up a lot to try to get more use out of it, because that's another thing that we have that a lot of people in the area don't have access to. So we're just trying to show off what we have.
And one of the things that Ian did is he had a sign made up front. So one of the reasons I think that it was kind of unkept is nobody was using it. So we really started to promote it because it's really something like any country club doesn't have our practice range facility. You can go to Oakland Hills, and I mean, we really got one of the best practice areas. So we wanted to showcase that. So we got a traps redone, short game facilities looking good. Pretty exciting, actually. And it's being used.
That definitely is. And then to go into some of the pictures, you'll see the cart pass in the back 9. Those cart pass themselves are finished. We're starting the front 9 cart pass the first week of October. Some of the controls for the pump station, you have the sprinkler controls, and then you have the pumps and the pump controls themselves.
So, sorry, Ian. But and he'll show you the pump house, but when we had the pump house, talked to the maintenance guy, and he noticed because we had more pressure, and we had we were losing pressure by hole 6 or whatever. But what we found out once we got a new pump house out was we got more sprinkler heads, right? More sprinkler heads started popping up. And there is a Metro website, I don't know if the golfers in it, but there's a Metro website that shares experiences when they go out, people go out to golf. And both Lakes and Meadows are getting a lot of positive feedback for the conditions that we had. We should have gave you a copy. Maybe we could send the board a copy of this one gentleman. I mean, he took pictures and he just bragged about our golf course. Never played there. He travels different golf courses. But we're getting a lot of social media positive feedback of course conditions.
And then on the third page of the pictures, I mean, you'll see the seal coating and striping of the parking lot, the concrete at the entrance up front. And then it's kind of hard to tell in this picture, but with the pavers, they had started that project. They should have that project wrapped up within the next week. But it was really interesting to see the area that they leveled and got it back how it should. I mean, there's like a 1/2 inch to a 1 inch drop from how off all those pavers were and how uneven they were. And then the last page here.
You're proving my point, Ian.
Yeah, I know.
Pavers.
They do require a lot of maintenance. You're absolutely right. Then this last page, a lot of the bridges, those bridges turned out fantastic. And then the upper right-hand corner picture, we cleared out trees, again, working with with Brightview to really give us a nice view from the terrace out to the golf course. It just, some of those trees had gotten so large, it really took the view away. And then an update on some of the stuff too, they're starting the brick walls, the masonry, and the landscape walls next Monday. The painting at Lakes is 95% complete. They just really have a couple punch list items to finish. And as I said, the paver project, it is done at Meadows, and they should be finished at Lakes this week.
So 95% of the building has been painted, which really looks good. And they also did all of the black metal rails that are throughout the building, inside and outside, which really was overdue too.
Absolutely. But that's all. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update from, you know, all your generosity.
Mr. Todd?
George, how's your waterfall going?
How's my what?
Waterfall.
Yeah, I should bring that, well, it's basically no difference than when we left before. So, just so the rest of the board knows, you know, I've been going to Lakes of Taylor forever. I didn't know there was a waterfall going into the pond at 18, as long as I've been playing there, but, and we put this fountain in, and I really didn't know where the water was supposed to go, and Ian showed me, and it was just full of fescue.
Cattails and
So
phragmites.
we removed it, and I thought, oh my God, this is such a signature piece coming into 18. See the waterfall, the fountain going up and the waterfall coming down. But the water there was a hole in it. So I think it's kind of like a pool. It was kind of man-made, and there's a hole there, and that hole's got to get fixed. So we're trying to do that. And then that's a really nice visual for the people that come to our golf course. But we're going to see what that costs. Maybe that's something we can do on our own, you know.
Mr. Prey?
First of all, the bridge has turned out really good. I mean, it's almost surprising how much that changed that area, and of course, clearing out the weeds and stuff that you guys were just talking about, and getting those views back. Keep in mind, Brightview is the same company that has been there all along. They just keep changing names, right? So, you know, that was supposed to be part of their maintenance, so I wouldn't give them too much credit, honestly. But they, like anyone else, the squeaky wheel syndrome is important. So stay on them to keep that area up, because it is such a high visible thing. And my last remark is about the social media. The other thing, I don't know if you've seen them, but there are other sites as well that are giving accolades to. I've seen several times when people are saying, what's a golf course? Actually, I think it was on that same site, the Metro Golfers one. People asking, what golf courses can we get married at? And Lakes of Taylor was mentioned multiple times in very favorable reviews on there as well, that I happened to come across.
We have actually, and I want to sit here and tell you it's a huge amount of business, but we have gotten a small amount of business for like last minute wedding ceremonies lately, because so many people have finally, I think, figured out that they aren't going to be able to have their dream wedding this year. And because we can still offer about 55 people for an outdoor ceremony down on the terrace, we probably got 10 inquiries. We've already had 2 happen, and we have 3 other ones that are a huge possibility of still happening this year. And I actually met with a couple on Friday and showed them around, and they said, this is absolutely beautiful. I had no clue it was here. We never thought about anything like this, because she said, I was just thinking this giant wedding of, 400 people. But she said that she doesn't see a reason why, unless, some other thing falls into her lap, that they won't be back to book that for October.
Good.
Ray's concern, yeah, Ian rides both golf courses on a weekly basis. And we just had a conversation, and we gave Bob, who is the superintendent at Lakes, some accolades for, he should share in some of the positives that we're getting. But now is the time to take them to the next level, right? We've taken a major leap forward, but there's still a lot of work to be done. So we're really starting to push them again. And you're right, that's a big piece of property for a company to control. So if we don't have our eyes on it. And Bob is, he'll do whatever Ian says, which is good. The only sometimes you wish he could be a little bit more proactive on his own, but we really have to stay on top of that.
You do. I agree.
Any other comments? I had a chance to visit the course with George last week, and we spent about an hour driving around on a cart looking at some things, and it really is starting to take shape. I think you realize how bad it's been maintained over the years, and it needs a lot of work, but it's really coming around. So keep up the good work, Ian and George, and keep up the good publicity for the course.
I had the opportunity to take some